I've always had trouble sleeping at night. Noises have disturbed me my whole life. I found out years ago that I have a hypersensitive hearing, picking up all sorts of background noises. They couldn't fix it, only recommend the obvious techniques to mask the problem. Not that I hadn't tried these already. Earmuffs, listening to music, and even things like meditation. None of it worked. In fact, it seemed to make it worse. It made her more desperate. I hear her most nights. No one else can. Why does she only come to me? There's always the dread of lying there each night in the dark silence, anticipating when she will come and when I will hear her again. She usually likes to wait until I'm drifting to sleep so that I jump back to my senses in fright to the sound of her. Most of the time it begins with a faint crying. She tells me that she wants to make it end. I know she's getting closer to getting me, and some nights I can even feel her cold breath in my ear. I can sense when she's lying close beside me in the darkness, staring at me, and sometimes she whispers things like, "It's only me," right in my ear. She's toying with me like a cat does to a helpless insect before killing it. The thing is, I can never see her, but it slowly felt like she was becoming more real. The doctor later informed me that I suffer from schizophrenia. I'd been taking medication for a long time, but it just really wasn't working. It made me feel more helpless. It was difficult for a girl as young as me to deal with this. At least now I could accept that she wasn't real. It was all in my head, and there was nothing real to be afraid of. That was until last night. Last night her presence felt more real than ever. I could hear her whisper, feel the air on my neck, and even smell her breath. It was all too realistic to handle. I got so scared that I fell back into my old habit of running through the darkness of the house, into my mother's bed to sleep beside her when I felt safe. Now that I'm older, I know she was hoping I had grown out of this phase, although I'd only stopped doing it because it made her sad, and I didn't want her to be disappointed in me anymore. She was all I had. If I had the choice, I would be in there beside her every night without fail. I knew my mother had been awoken by me, probably more saddened that I have reverted to the old ways when she thought the medication had been helping me. But it wasn't helping. I had just lied all this time to keep her happy and let her sleep in peace. I curled up in bed beside her and began to sob quietly. My mom looked uncomfortable from the noise I had made and began stirring under the sheets, so I whispered into her ear, "It's only me." She sat up abruptly, looking anxious. In the darkness, I saw her reach over for her cell phone and begin to dial a number. I noticed on the screen that she was calling the doctor. "The voices I used to hear," she said, "they're back." It all started on the 14th night of March, the night of my parents' 20th wedding anniversary. It was a wonderful sunny day, if memory serves. Surprisingly warm for before the beginning of spring. The beautiful weather was perfect for the atmosphere of the day. Being married for 20 years is obviously a momentous occasion, so my parents had booked a table at our favorite restaurant. Of course, this was a formal occasion, so I had my best suit on. It was 5:33 p.m. and I was just straightening my tie when my phone went off. I'd receive a message. That's strange, I thought. This never happens, really. I checked the message. It was from my mom. It was quite a jumble of numbers and letters, but through the vocabulary stew, I could make out the legible phrase, "Please help me." It should go without saying that this worried me greatly, so I immediately replied, "Are you okay?" Just as instantly, I got another text which read, "Oops, pocket text." I sighed with all the relief I had and continued to prepare myself. A few minutes later, I received yet another message, this time from my dad. I checked the text, and once again it was a massive mixture of letters and numbers with the phrase, "Please help me," concealed within. Creepy though, this was my dad's way of always being a joker, so I presumed he was just joking around until I was sent another text saying, "Oops, pocket text." Now this sparked panic. Pure, unmistakable panic. Exactly half a minute passed when I received the exact same message from my sister. This could not be coincidental. It just couldn't. In the state of sheer anxiety, I started to run out of the restaurant. I made it about a quarter of the way before I stopped by a police officer. "Main road's closed," he said. "Huge car crash." This was the exact moment I realized just what had happened. I demanded to see the wreckage, a request I'm surprised I was allowed. When I got there, it wasn't the remnants of the car that caught my eyes, not the flames billowing from the destroyed vehicle. No, I was horrified to see the lifeless corpses of my mother, father, and sister. I asked for the estimated time of their deaths. All three of them were killed instantly by the collision at 5:32 p.m. It was late in the evening and a man was on his way home from work. He thought he was the only passenger on the bus, but then he heard children's voices coming from behind him. As he listened to their conversation, he was intrigued. The two young boys were apparently talking about a ghost story. "And if you turn around, the ghost will snatch you away and carry you off to the afterworld," he heard one of them say. The man recognized the boy's voice. He had often seen the kids on the same bus when he traveled home from work every day. They attended a school nearby. The other boy was saying, "That's easy. Then all you gotta do is make sure you don't turn around." "Yeah," replied the first boy, "but the thing is, you can't help but turn around. The ghost will try all sorts of tricks to get you to turn around." The man realized that they were getting close to the stop where the two boys usually got off. However, it looked like they didn't notice it. When the bus stopped, the kids were still talking. The man thought he should warn them that they were missing their stop, so he turned around. The man was never seen again. If you like what you heard, please like, subscribe, and share with your friends. If you'd like to, you can follow me at Twitter. The handle is @FuzzyPantaloons, and I'll see you all next time.